Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, does not cost anything to subscribe. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. We start with the lust or strength card. This is a very strong Leo energy. This is courage. This is bravery. I feel that you are, you're kind of like, you're living your life, you're shining your light, and it's like you don't care who's watching, you know. If you have this courage about you, you have this assertiveness, this confidence. There's a stature to you right now. There is a certain zest and a zeal for life that you've got, you know, like you realize that you're capable of doing anything. That you're approaching your life with passion, with zest, and with zeal, and it feels like you're having a really good time doing it. Okay, this card's also about self-control. I feel like you're very disciplined. I feel like you are. It's almost like you feel the most confident and the most like proud of yourself. You almost feel the most. You feel the most sure of things. You like yourself the best when you are in this very high intensity energy, but very disciplined. And I think it is discipline that sort of generates this kind of motivation. You feel very enthusiastic right now. It's because you are disciplined. It's because you are learning how to harness your own creative energy. Let's put this into some context. I believe that you're probably making a lot of changes, or you're working on a lot of things, and you're doing it with gusto, right? There's a Seven of Swords. There's the Fool. A Three of Wands. A Tower. And the Tower. This is a, this is a lot of fire energy right here. Three of Wands, fire. Leo energy, fire. Tower, fire. The Eon card, Judgment card, that's fire. Right? And you've got a little bit of air. Over here, Nine of Cups. Oh, nice. A Four of Swords. A Three of Cups. And a Six of Swords. Well, I love the air energy that we have here today. I love that we have a 7 and a 4, and ultimately a 6. There is harmony and beauty. You have a plan. I think this is a jackpot for you. I think that you've found the sweet spot of your energy where everything that you've been working on, right? Like all the changes that you've been working on are happening. Everything you're applying yourself to is making a difference. You're living a happy life. This abundance is here right now for you. And we've got to recognize that these are the good old days, right? These are the days that in 30 years we're going to look back, or even 1 year, 5 years, whatever. We're going to look back and say, I was getting so much done. I was so creative. I was so energetic. And I think it all hinges upon your discipline, your self-control. You have to feel this raging fire within you, but you've got to be able to control it and commit it to certain things. And that's what you've done. That's why we've got a Seven of Swords in the position of sort of what your obstacle is right now, or what your work is. The work for you right now is to just stay on course, to not succumb to any of these other lesser goals or these other little things over here that are trying to distract you. You're trying to make big changes, right? Big, huge, life-changing tower events, tower moments, right? We accomplish these by those little things, the day-to-day focus, by the discipline. It is through your consistent effort and discipline, your constancy, consistency, your tenacity, that is going to lead to the biggest changes, right? All these little changes adding up to one really, really big change. You're ready to level up your life. You're ready to blast off, right? And you're going through this doorway, that doorway of fire. This is not just a new chapter for you in life. I think you're sort of you're creating a whole different way of life, right? With this 9 of Cups down here. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We're going to set it down right here with Alien Simon Moore Ripley right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, please put your prediction down in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Let's use our intuition. All right. Looking around the room, you've got a lot of major arcana. 1, 2, 3, 4, clustered right here, and it's sort of an arrow. Right, the major arcana is sort of creating this forward momentum for you. And this is how you're doing it. This is how all of your changes are happening. This is how your life is getting better and better and better. Because you're realizing that the biggest changes in life come by way of the discipline and through the staying committed to your objectives, not getting distracted, not sort of not wasting time on other things that are not part of your goal here. You're trying to stay on that straight and narrow track, doing what you know you need to do, and resisting all of the thoughts that try to get you to do something else, right? All the while, you've got this Fool energy underneath you, which is, one, it's the desire for you to transcend. You're ready for a new life. You're ready to sort of reinvent yourself. But the Fool is also a little bit of playfulness, that in all of this, you're not forgetting to have fun. You're not forgetting to make it enjoyable, even though it's hard work, even though it's a tower, right? We're trying to create tower moments in our lives. And towers are just busy. A lot of things going on, a lot of surprises, right? A lot of unexpected things happening, a lot of demands on your attention, a lot of responsibilities, a lot of effort. You're tired, exhausted. Yeah, but you're having a good time doing it. I think you're in this period of time where you're getting so much done, and you're getting it done so quickly, and it feels like dancing. Right? It's like you're dancing, right? And you're sweating, and your feet are going to be sore tomorrow, right? And your back's going to ache, and you probably look kind of silly out there, but you're dancing like you've never danced before, right? And it's just high energy, and it is so much fun. Yeah, it's going to cause some fatigue. You're going to be tired. You're going to have to sit down, catch your breath. You're going to have to take a hot bath when you get home or something and massage your feet or whatever, but it's worth it, right? It's worth it. It's fun while we're doing it, while we're in that moment. It feels like a dance. That's what this feels like to me. And it's changing your life, I think, permanently. And I think that it has to do with our 3 of Wands in the background there. But besides our majors, we have a little fire. We've got some really good water energy, and we have air, and air. Okay. What we don't have is the earth energy, and I think that's because it doesn't matter really what you're doing or what you're trying to do or what your future is really going to be. What matters is that you're in that energy now where you are capable of change. You're in that sweet spot of your own energy where anything you want to do is going to be done. And that's what it's all about. It doesn't matter really what it is. It's the fact that you've discovered, you've discovered what you want to do. You've identified those things that need changing in your life. You've set your goals, you've set your intentions, and you're doing the work. And you're doing it with joy. You're doing it with kind of an ease, You're doing it with this kind of playfulness. This is a lightness kind of thing. It's not heavy, serious. It's more playful. Yeah. So the earth energy would represent what the goals are and what your specific tasks are, and the long-term goals, but also the short and medium-term goals as well. And and you know what those are, that's not the point. This is about how you're doing it and why. Okay? You're creating for yourself a life of more abundance. And you realize that there is abundance right here, right now in the universe, and it's available to you just as it is available to every single one of us. There's enough to go around, right? And we really have just the best cards here. The best cards. The only challenging thing is the Seven of Swords. I feel like you have some critics in your life. You got some people that are kind of telling you, kind of say, God, what are you doing, Capricorn? But you're not hearing them. You're not trying to listen to the haters. Okay. I feel like you are devoted to a higher principle. You're following your passion. You're following your intuition. You're also letting the Fool just sort of, you're letting the Fool guide you in a way. And this is kind of like we're trying to be spontaneous. We're trying to have a plan by not having a plan. We're trying to just let life unfold. And again, that's why we don't have the earth energy, because it's not really about a step-by-step thing. This is what you got to do. You're kind of feeling it out. You're living in the moment, as it were, right? And I think that you're realizing that if you have to do this kind of by yourself, that's okay. It's better than having the wrong people around you. Okay, the Fool kind of just packs their bag, just has their knapsack, and is just going on my quest. See you later, alligator. Right? Little alligator at the bottom there. Or maybe it's a crocodile. I don't know. I think it's an alligator. But anyway, having no companions on your path is better than having the wrong companions. So I think you're okay with being sort of the solo traveler right now. Okay. But this is the desire to change your life. And the only obstacle we see is, of course, the Seven. They're the critics, the people, and I think you're just saying, well, I don't need to be around you if you're going to just be negative, and if you're going to not be supportive, if you're going to be discouraging me from accomplishing my goals, then I don't need to listen. I don't need to be around you. You want to surround yourself with people who are going to encourage you. It's like you got your accountability buddy, where you can text them at the end of the night and say, done, I did it. I accomplished what I said, what we were going to do today, right? Surrounding yourself with other people who are also trying to improve their lives, okay? And have this kind of energy that you have. And I think that you're in that period, that in-between period. Maybe the mystery card will be the Hermit. You're in that in-between period where you are breaking away from people that are not supportive of you, on your way to find those people that are supportive of you. And that, to me, is going from the 7 to the 6. For now, we're saying, I'd rather be alone than be with the wrong people. I know eventually I'll find my people. And I know we're jumping ahead, but it's my program. I can do that. The 6 of Swords represents, then, the harmony and resonance with other people. Sharing goals with other people. It may not be the same goal, but other people that can hold you accountable. And it's, you could all have different personalities, different cultures, different histories, different goals, different lifestyles, or whatever. But the idea is that you're all motivated. You all feel this spiritual fire energy that says, I'm changing my life for the better. And I'm starting right now, right here today. And these are people who are also doing that, even though the details may be completely different. But there's a resonance. We're sort of motivating each other. We're holding each other accountable. We're able to communicate. I may not know what you're doing, but I know how and why. And this is what these new friends are going to be telling you. I don't know what you're doing. I don't care. What I care is that you're doing it. Right? So we're there to support each other. Did you do the thing today? Oh, well, you got to text me every night and tell me you did the thing. I don't care what it is. I don't know what it is. I may not understand it. I know how you're doing it. I know why you're doing it. And this is your people. This is that supportive environment for you. That network of people that are going to continue to motivate you. And you're going to motivate them. You're going to hold them accountable. You're going to say, okay, I want you to text me as soon as you text me before you go to bed and let me know that, you accomplished what your goal was today. What's the one thing you're working on right now? Okay. And so the Seven of Swords is resisting all those people that, or all those energies, it could be thoughts of our own too, that are trying to poke holes in your path, right? Trying to shut you down, trying to discourage you, right? That make it difficult for you to accomplish your goals. The wrong environment is more detrimental to our progress than I think we realize. Okay, and that's part of the Fool energy too. It's like I don't need to be around that. You've got goals and you don't mind doing it alone. You don't want to. I think you're going to find the right people for you. And I think that's a factor for you right now, especially with the Three of Cups in the position of the obstacle. Because this obstacle, this is the energy that we were worried about. This is the fear, the worry, the concern. And this is family, celebration. This is having needs and being able to vocalize them, to express them, to articulate what we want and need in life. So it kind of feels like if this card's in this position, we're worried that we're never going to find our people, that we're never going to have the support and the love and the celebration, that no one's happy for us when we win. Right? There are people that are probably not so kind to you when you're not winning. But who's going to be there to celebrate the wins? And I'm not talking about people that they see you successful and they come with their hand out saying, can you spare a little for my cataracts, right? No, people that are honestly, authentically happy for you, that you're succeeding, that are there to not just support you, but even to help you collaborate, to help you do the work, to help you figure out what you need to do, to work with you, to put in the actual work with you. And not just be on the sideline cheering and not just coming with their hand out either. But people who are really, really involved, not just giving their approval, but really ready to get down and talk to you about it and give you their opinion and really pay attention as you will for them, to really pay attention and say, okay, what's going on today? Let's figure this out. Okay, I turn my phone off, I shut the TV off, it's just me and you. What are we doing? What do you need help with? How can I support you? Right? What can I give to you? Or you need someone to just talk to, or sometimes we don't need advice. Sometimes we just want someone that's going to be there to listen. But the Three of Cups, it's finding that authenticity in our environment, and if it's not there, then we're just going to be alone until we establish this. Okay, being alone is better than having the wrong kind of company. Okay, and that's kind of what we see with our Four of Swords here. It's just a resistance. I'm not fighting against people in my life, and nor am I welcoming them in. This is the card of truce. And like a truce, it basically says we're not best friends, but I'm not going to fight with you. I would just rather not have any kind of conversation. Let's just do our own thing, and we'll be okay. Right? And this is kind of like if we can't do anything better than this, this is at least the bare minimum. This is kind of where it needs to be. Where it's kind of we're separating ourselves from other people. We're not fighting with them because that's just the same kind of Seven of Swords energy that's going to interfere with our progress, with our goals. So we just say, yeah, you know what, I don't want to argue with you. Let's just agree to disagree. Let me get back to my business. Okay? And that might be how we're approaching relationships at the moment, until we arrive at that place where we've got the right people and we feel that we're in an environment where we are being supported in the right way. And the part with the support here, it's not that we need someone to hold our hand. Because again, the Fool is quite all right going solo. I'm going off on my own quest. And each of us are essentially on our own quest. And if I can have a wonderful environment around me that's supportive, that will help me get to my goals faster, when we're motivated and we feel supported, we're going to get there faster. We're going to feel more confident, right? If I can have that, great. If I can't have that right now, great. So be it, right? The Three of Wands is you realizing that you have only yourself to rely on. This is your identity. You are identified with your own purpose. This is pure willpower. This is virtue. This is saying, I'm doing the thing, whether I've got support or not. I'm doing the right thing, whether it's going to be easy or difficult, whatever. I'm doing it. I'm making these changes. I cannot not do it. You know, the idea of not going forward and making these changes in your life is not an option. That is not on the table. Okay. And this was happening in your past energy. This is behind you. I think this is kind of what is motivating you forward, is that identity with this sense of purpose. Okay, realizing that there is, it's kind of a self-gnosis, right? It's a knowledge of self that I think goes beyond your human heart and mind, for one thing. It is is the deepest essence of yourself. Okay, and I think it kind of feels like we are compelled in this direction to create the life that we want. And that's kind of what the Leo energy is doing here with this lust card. It's the passion that we feel to create our own life. And it's that enthusiasm that if it's not controlled, if we don't control it, then it's going to be a lot of unintentional towers. Okay, so we have to use this passionate energy to construct the life that we want and not just tear down everything in our path, right? So that tower can be, it's very powerful energy, that tower. Okay, and I think we are looking for big changes in life. And I think that's what you're doing, a lot of big changes, right? And they may be, it may be a cumulative effect, a lot of small changes leading up to these big changes, but I feel like this is what we're hoping for, that leveling up. And we have this passion, we have this discipline and this control of our fiery creative energy. And we're going to go straight ahead through this doorway. It's like you got a rocket ship and there's a lot of power in that rocket ship. You better hold those controls really, really tight because there's a lot of power behind you. It's like you're driving a race car. There's a lot of horsepower in those race cars. I don't know if you've ever been in one. It's 300 miles an hour on a professional track. You've got to really be focused. It's easy to lose control of that much horsepower, that much power at the wheels, right? Easy to lose control. That means you have to stay even more focused than at any other time in your life, right? Because we're trying to go straight through this doorway and level up our life. Okay, and I also see kind of an obstacle a little bit with the Fool and the Tower together, because the Fool, in some sense, is an aimlessness. Okay, I think that there was a period of time in your life where you didn't feel like you really knew your purpose, and you felt like you were just a feather on the wind, just sort of getting blown around by whatever was happening, getting blown around by all these other winds. This is crosswind. You're trying to go straight ahead, and you got a lot of crosswind. And there was one point where we just gone with the crosswind, whatever, and yeah, that's fun too. It kind of seems like dancing, right? But it was more of a sort of a destructive energy. It was more, it was less intentional. And so we weren't really building anything. And it felt like we were kind of aimless, that we didn't know what our purpose was. Now we know our purpose, and you are strong enough and capable enough. You've taken the responsibility, taken the control to resist the crosswinds until you can find a favorable wind where you have to resist the crosswind, because we're going through this passageway, and this might be a very narrow passageway. We certainly don't want to destroy what we've been building. We're trying to level up. We're trying to change our future. This is a big decision. Going through this doorway is going to close the past and open up a new future. So maybe closing the past on bad relationships and certain patterns and tendencies and cycles, closing the door on past karma, closing the book, starting a new book. I don't know, do you journal? Spirit's saying something about a journal. And you locked yourself out of something recently? What is that? the car maybe, or the house or something. I don't know if you misplaced your keys or what's going on. And family history of eye problems too. Yeah, you probably wear glasses like I do. Where was I? I totally lost my train of thought there. But we're going through this doorway, okay? And this is a decision to leave the past behind us. This is the journal. That's right. It's that feeling like you get to the end of the journal and you're going to start another journal. Or like me, I don't wait till I get to the very end of the journal. I save the last few pages usually for notes, and I review the journals, and I'll kind of use up the rest of the paper doing other things. But I change journals at major turning points in my life. This is one of those moments where it doesn't matter what page you're on, you're closing the journal and you're getting the new one out of the drawer. And you're going to start this one. Your handwriting is going to be neat. It's going to be, when you start a journal, you have all these great ideas. You say, my handwriting is going to be really nice. It's going to be really organized, really legible. This is that sweet spot. This is that moment where you get to start writing the next story. Okay, so we switch journals when we go through these major doorways, major leveling up, major passageways of life. Could be you're in a transitional period of life, right? Maybe we're going from career and now we're focusing on other things, focusing more on family. It doesn't mean we're turning off the career. It just means we're sort of defocusing. Right, that it's kind of going into the background a little bit. Family's coming up front. Or relationships are sort of coming up front now. And other things are going in the background. Or maybe we're prioritizing self-care, self-development, right? That's coming to the foreground. Relationships are going to the background. They're still there, but they don't have your central focus. Okay, we're starting a new journal here. I want that to be a thing, If you are journaling, maybe now's the time to sort of, write the last couple pages of this one and start the next one. We'll use that paper for something. We're not going to waste the paper. Start the new book. Okay. It's a big decision, major turning point in life. And of course, we've got our 9 of Cups. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. Your 9 of Cups is happiness. It's the dream that keeps on dreaming. It is abundance on the physical, financial, mental, emotional, and the spiritual, creative planes. It's happiness. It's the happiness that keeps on happening. And I think you're feeling the abundance right now. You realize that today, these days now are the good old days. These are the days I've got to start living. These are the days I've got to start doing things toward my goals. That the future me is going to look back and say, yeah, I did it. That was the day. There's like, an intense visitation of energy right now. And it makes us feel good. It makes us feel like there is abundance in the universe and I'm tapping into it. This is all manifestation. Okay. It doesn't matter what you're manifesting. But what matters is that we're trying to harmonize our mental energy and our relationship energy. Okay? That in your heart you feel tapped in to the abundance of the universe. And you've got your spiritual will. You've got your spiritual identity. You got your intuition, your instinct, your virtue. You got your discipline, your self-control, your creativity, your passion, and your power. So the 9 of Cups is really, it's the sort of happiness that we feel, and it's not just pleasure. Okay, and it's not seeking gratification. It's the real purpose that we feel. When we know we are doing the things right now, daily, right? This is a lifestyle. This is living a happy life. It's a 9. It's a function. It's a verb. It's not a noun. It's not a state of happiness. It's not just a feeling. It's a way of life. Because we feel that every day we're getting up and we're doing something to improve our lives, to develop ourselves, to reach the goals that we have. And you've got a lot of goals. You're trying to level up your life, and every day you're doing something toward that end. and you're going to hold yourself accountable until you find the right sort of group of people, a favorable wind that will help you, hold you accountable, that will sort of make us go forward faster. It's kind of like when you're at the gym, right? How hard do you work out when you're at the gym? When other people are there and you think some people are like noticing you and stuff, and we're all looking around when we're at the gym, right? You work harder, right? What about when you're at home alone? How hard do you work when you're alone? Nobody's there, right? Nobody's kind of, as if we can use it that way, we can feel like, oh, these people are looking at me. I got to be accountable. I got to give it my best shot. They aren't really, judging you or anything, but if we use that energy in the right way, we can say, okay, I better step it up because I'm in public, joy for the person that can do that alone at home and say, I'm looking at myself. I got to hold myself accountable. There's a certain underlying satisfaction and joy, feeling that kind of abundance in life, that when we know we're doing things that are good for us, right? When we know that we're living our life in such a way that is bringing us to our goals and not bringing us further. We're either going forward or we're going backward. And this is that happiness that says I haven't reached all my goals. I haven't gotten there yet. I don't know what there even is necessarily. Maybe I don't have very concrete, specific numbers for goals, right? But I'm going in the right direction. I'm living my purpose, and it feels good. And I'm going to keep going in that direction because this is my purpose. It's a purpose-driven life. Yeah. And I think that Four of Swords is really crucial. The air energy is really standing out here because it feels like the only thing that's sort of getting in the way of you doing this are these relationships and the way that we think about our relationships and the way we think about ourselves, right? What our mind is doing. It really all comes down to what we think about, And if we're letting all the naysayers, all the critics, if we're letting in all the distractions, then I think we have a higher chance of getting off course. Okay, the best bet is to just stay on target, right? This looks like a crosshairs, and you've got to put your crosshairs right in the middle of this Eon card and go right through the center of this doorway. Okay, and I guarantee there will be more. See, now it still looks like a crosshairs, but there's just more of them. I feel like you will be manifesting, right, your purpose, and I feel that you will have. You will find yourself in the right environment. Okay? First, we have to get away from the old of what is not working for us anymore, what is not suiting us, to make room for the new people, to make room for the new environment, the new vibes, the new energy, the new information even, the new thoughts. Okay? But that's not to say that first we have to stop the old story and begin a new story, okay? And I want to address this real quick. I know it's becoming a long reading already, but the idea with the 7, the 4, and the 6, it's not about trying really, really hard to stop a bad thought or a negative thought. It's about grabbing onto a good thought that will overwrite the bad thought. We can't stop negative thinking. What we can do is sort of squeeze it out with the positive thinking, right? And so I kind of feel like that's what we're doing. Now, in terms of your relationships, yeah, it's better if we just are okay being alone, comfortable without those people in our lives until we can find the right people. Okay, we're not going to invite the new people over to intimidate the old people until they decide to leave. That's not it, right? But in terms of our thinking, we just start focusing on the positive thinking and the harmony, the organization, and the focus, and that's going to overwrite the negative thinking. It's not a matter of like, first I got to stop thinking poorly of myself so that I can start thinking good of myself. No, one is going to replace the other. Okay, I want to make that point. Mystery card. What did we say it was going to be? Did we predict it? I think maybe Wheel of Fortune. An expansiveness, a growth, right? broadening our horizons, really this prosperity, really a jackpot kind of energy. It could be an empress. It could be, well, it could be a Six of Cups, right? That connection, that sense of community, finding your people, finding your tribe. Well, if you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. Wheel of Fortune. Expansion, growth, prosperity, abundance. This is a real jackpot. This is luck in a way. This is serendipity, divine timing, right? But it's also saying that, this is a natural sort of part of life, that we might be feeling this sort of shift. We're ready to go through this doorway and start the next book of our life, start the next journal. All right? That we're kind of saying, what I've been doing with my life is maybe it's losing focus. Now something else is coming into the focus for me, and this is where I'm headed. For instance, the career versus the family thing. And it's not that we have to sacrifice one for the other, but it's that, maybe I'm going to spend a little bit less energy on the career, a little bit more on the family. Okay. I'm going to focus on what really matters to me right now. And everything is included in our sense of purpose. Okay. But as the wheel goes round, I think that we're realizing that this is a period of time. This is a very intense period of time where we can focus on certain things and get a lot of stuff done, a huge amount of progress right now with all of this fiery creative energy, which means that we have to maybe shift priorities a little bit. Okay? We're not turning off anything else necessarily, but we are realizing that it's a shift into a focus on other things. A focus on what might be creativity or self-development, what might be really a focus on relationships. Okay, a focus on all of these changes that you've been working for. Right, focusing on getting those things done. Because with this wheel, this is a Jupiter energy with the Wheel of Fortune. It's saying that right now is the opportunity for a lot of growth very, very quickly. And so we need to make sure we're focused on the right things so we can take advantage of this period of time, which has this, like I said, an intense visitation of energy. Yeah. A lot of possibilities right now. Big, big jackpot. I like this. We're going to do an Jing reading. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link up top and a link down below for the extended reading. I hope that you'll join me. New readings for Capricorn Thursday and Sunday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.